Welcome back. This is the business settings section of the Cash Book Manager. As we stated earlier, this section enables the user to set up details that relate to his or her business. As you can see on this section, we have the navigation links that help you to navigate from one section of the workbook or the template to another. And we have cells that are orange in color, and those are the cells that the user will be inputting details that relate to his or her business. First is the business name. And you input your business name here, it appears automatically on the dashboard, on the cash report, and the bank reconciliation statement. So inputting your business name here updates automatically. Right. So coming to the sales tax details, what sales tax relates to your business? In Nigeria, we have the value added tax at 7.5%. We have withholding tax either 10% or 5% as the case may be. So what tax rate relates to your business? Mostly you input it here. Then you have your bank account details. We already generated codes here. So all you need to do is to input your bank account details. What's the name of the bank? What bank name is your bank? Okay, just input it. Is it Zenith Bank? Is it First Bank? Any of the bank name that you're transacting business with, you input that bank name here. And you go down to see that we have the cash on hand and the petty cash. They are not necessarily bank accounts, but they are treated. They have the same treatment as the bank account. Right, that's why we have them here. So when we get to the cash transaction section, we'll be looking at this in detail. Right. So coming down here, we have the input error codes. There are codes, there are some error codes that tend to pop up on the transactions sheet, that is the transaction section, when we fall victim of any of these reasons. Like the error 01 pops up when your statement date is before the transaction date. So it's important to know that your statement date is not supposed to fall before the transaction date. So it's either on the same date of with the transaction date or after the transaction date. So when the statement date falls before the transaction date, the error 01 pops up. Second error pops up when transaction type is not valid. We have two types of transaction, and we have the withdrawal deposit. So when we input any other thing apart from withdrawal or deposit, we have the error 2. That's the error of 02. Then when your inclusive amount is in negative, the error 3 pops up. So all your inclusive amounts, every amount is supposed to be in a positive. No negative figure is allowed. Then when the account name is not valid, just as we'll be seeing when we generate our chart of accounts, the account name here, when it's not valid, when it's not as stated here, because whatever is written here is what we'll be using in the other section of this template. So when the account name selected is not valid, is not in line with the chart of account that has been set up here, the error 04 will pop up. And when your bank code is not valid, any bank code that is not in line with this, then the error 5 will pop up. The next section is the chart of account. The chart of accounts relates to your business. Now we have set up a default chart of accounts. You may keep this, and I believe this will definitely relate to a lot of business. But if you have a structure already in place and you want to edit it, you're free to edit it. But ensure that your account type falls within the group, or if your account code does not fall, like maybe your assets is a different code, just come here and edit it and ensure you follow this account type grouping in setting up your chart of accounts. So as you can see, our assets are all 1. Anything that starts with letter 1 falls assets. So our liabilities are all 2. So anything you see with 2, okay, maybe you'll be seeing the PL. The PL there is the profit and loss. So it's a profit and loss item. Sorry, profit or loss item. And the BS is balance sheet item. So when you see PL, then you see the code. If it's a 4, you know it falls on income. If it's a 5, it falls on expense. Expense is falling from 5 to 7. So any figure 5 to 7, you know it's an expense, all right? So when you see BS, you know it's a balance sheet. An asset is a balance sheet. So and it's 1. So all our assets are the 1. The figures that start with 1. Our liabilities are the figures. So this assets is a balance sheet item, liability is a balance sheet item, equity is a balance sheet item, income is a profit or loss item, expenses is a profit or loss item. Right. So that's why you are seeing the PL on the income having the PL and expenses having the PL. But when you see assets, equity, liabilities, we have in BS, which because it's a balance sheet item. Right. So that's all you need to know in setting up your business details under the business settings section of the cash book manager. So I'll be seeing you in the next section of this video guide on how to use the cash book manager.